Alright, hello, I'm Jog, and welcome back to the Final Fantasy III Pixel Remakes. This is my second time doing this because I didn't realize I didn't have the mic on the first time. Before we go into the Ancient's Maze, I want to come up here, and actually I could have done this later on. Either way, I want to come up here because I want to max out the amount of potions and high potions that I have, as well as make sure I have enough resources to ensure that everything going ahead will be fine. This is essentially our last real point of being able to stock up, so I highly recommend making sure that you have everything that you feel like you are going to want and going to need before we move on out. So maxing out on potions with high potions, I would say, is an absolute must. The other stuff, it is going to be useful to have. Go over this way. Just let me see what else we got. But, I don't think there's anything I want in there. Let's just make sure you're all healed up, and without further ado, let's walk into the Ancient's Maze. Now, there are a handful of new enemies for us to find out here. First off, starting with the Iron Claws. Alright. Honestly, not too worried about these guys, so go get them, boys. Now, I'm thinking I might change George back to being a Dragoon. For the simple fact that I think I want him just having the Blood Lances. Just having that means I don't have to worry about healing him up as much as I only will have to really focus on Paul and Ringo, as John and George have their blood-sucking weapons. And if I so wish, I can always just change John up to getting 2 Holy Calcums instead of the knife. The issue being that just that whole lowered attack, and whether or not that's going to be worth it. Either way, Dragoon, Blood Lances. And well, here we go. We're going through the first door, we find the Earth Crystal. Remember, Goldor's crystal is a fake. It's the Earth Crystal, but something attacks. We're surrounded. On Master Xande's orders, you will all be swallowed by darkness. I don't know how we're really surrounded. It's only one enemy. That being that of the Titan, essentially an upgrade to the Hecatonchirity that we found when we got the Fang of Earth. So just make sure you are ready and go get him. This guy will not be the easiest thing. He's gonna take a bit of a beating to actually take down, but I have more than enough faith in our abilities to do this. I want to say he has 20,000 HP, so yeah, assuming I'm doing about 2,000, it should take about 10 rounds, and hoping that we survive. Although I'm healing for like 250, and John and George can heal themselves up with their weapons, so I'm not worried about them. It's Paul and Ringo that I'm worried about. You know, let's see, that the Titan's physical attack is like nothing. However, he knows freaking Flail! So, I mean, ow, you freaking jerk, ow. He does know some high-end magic, so beware. Oh, this time he's doing it on John. Fantastic. That almost killed him. It might be a little bit under level than what I would prefer to be. That being said, I have confidence in our abilities to get through all of this with relative ease. Now, if you can just do me a favor and just move on already. Okay, good, you went after him. Oh, that did a lot less this time. Okay, Mr. Titan, you're being annoying right now. Just fall. Thank you. Because we still have like 4 more enemies to find out here. I don't have time just to be dealing with you. Alright, and with the Titan defeated, we can go up to the crystal. It's the 4th and final crystal. The Earth Crystal. Warriors of Light. The mortal known as Xande is using my power for the utmost evil. He plans to drown the world in darkness. You must use the power within me to cast away the cloud of darkness. What's this? The final crystal. We get 3 new titles. The Magus, the Devout, and the Summoner jobs are now available. Cyrus's Tower is a conductor for light. Xande plans to use it to amplify our powers and summon the Cloud of Darkness. Go now to Cyrus's Tower and stop Xande, Warriors of Light. We can. Look over at our jobs. We now have the Magus, which is an upgraded version of the Black Mage, the Devout, an upgraded White Mage, and the Summoner. Now, do we use these? That's the big question. I've been using the bard for so long that if I'm gonna upgrade the bard to the Devout, that makes the most amount of sense to me. Just because it's a more focused healing one, although I will still say the bard might actually be better off than the Devout, simply just for the whole free healing and healing the entire party for a good amount. For Ringo, I do want to at least show off the Summoner class, and I believe I put I put the summons on him, and I mean, I could always just move them, but I don't know, I like having the idea of a thief. Let's just make you opponent to the back, and let's also head on out. I don't know why the Summoner has a unicorn horn, though. That just throws me off. Either way, if you're going to take any of those, I highly recommend coming to the bed just to sleep to get back your magical spells, your spell slots. Because the enemies that we're going to find in the Ancient Maze are not going to be easy at all. Matter of fact, there is one enemy that is a common enemy that we can find out here that has almost as much health as the Titan did. But I will talk about him when the time comes. Either way, the Ancient Maze has 15 chests for us to find, so let's get going. Enemy number 2 that we find out here, the Greater Demon. The Devout, I'm going to be using Golem Staff. It won't lock on all enemies, but some enemies can be turned to stone with that, so something to keep in mind. And the Summoner, well, doesn't really have anything really going for him. We could have him just attack normally, but, I mean, he's not meant for fighting. He's mostly just meant to use his Aeons. However, we won't get any level 8 spell slots until level 40, and I'm at level 39! Oh well. And a friendly reminder, well, maybe not a friendly reminder, a friendly heads up. As we go through this is essentially a multi-floor dungeon, essentially leading to the end. This is essentially going to the end. If you want to go to a shop to buy items, or to go to an inn to sleep, we need to leave the entire dungeon. We need to go all the way back out to our ship to do that. Thanatos, alright, finding you all off the bat. So yes, I want to say we will find another shop, but I don't think it's going to have any of the basic items, and I don't think we're going to find an inn. That being said, there will be a way to heal up in specific locations, but not all of them. Those are going to be long and far in between. So you want to be prepared for the long run. And a friendly reminder, the only way you're getting back your magical spell slots is by using elixirs. That being said, there are ways to get more elixirs. You can essentially grind for elixirs in this dungeon. I'll explain that in a minute or 5 whenever the enemy decides to show up. Either way, level up, finally at level 40. John is almost at 1600, a great level up for John. Grade 1 for Paul, missing everything but intellect. Also, look at his spirit, he has 54 in spirit. George getting some extra strength, like to see that, he's past the 1600 mark. Ringo, it's at the 1800 mark, dang. Getting everything but stamina. Good level up for him. Lilith's Kiss, a crystal shield. You're gonna find a bit of a... Alright, these guys can summon, so that just makes them slightly annoying. Not all that threatening, really. The Greater Demon is not all that bad, and I mean, the Iron Claw, we've already dealt with them before. But you'll notice a bit of a pattern with some of the items we're going to find out here. Either it's going to be crystal-based, or a lot of them are going to be... what's the one I'm looking for? Attacking weapon-based. Crystal Mail! We have Diamond Mail, which makes us... prevents Toad and reduces lightning. The Crystal Mail prevents petrification, shrinking, and turning into a toad. So yeah, 106 defense compared to 65, 76, and 62. Yeah, poor Thief has not gotten any new equipment since that town after the flooding. I also want to point out that because I no longer have my bard, instead having the Devout, I have to keep an eye on my, not only my spell slots, but also my health, because I don't have a constant healing factor going on. Speaking of healing, do not attack the Bone Dragon using things like the Orichalcum or the Blood Lances. This is an undead creature, and it will hurt if we... It will hurt us if we try to steal his health. So, you get Wind Spears. And you, why don't you go for Ifrit? I want to say the Bone Dragon is not all that powerful, and this actually might be the last undead enemy we're going to find. So that's good. That means I don't have to worry about swapping weapons every so often. And yes, I could always just not bother doing that, but oh my god. You cannot tell me there's a good reason to not have blood-stealing weapon, health-stealing weapons, like a vampire. Crystal Gloves, I believe that actually increases our attack. Lightning and Toad. Petrification, Shrinking, and Toad. Yeah, increases my attack by 2, defense by like 16, magical defense by 8, and my evasion by 2. Like, that's some good gloves. So, just a small thing, as we're going through this, I'm going to be cutting out the fights like I usually do, and if I need to heal up after the fights, I will also be cutting out the healing, because do you really need to see that? Alright, well, let's just keep moving on. We still got more chests to find if we go down this way. Phoenix Down, Omni Rod, and a Breaker Blade. The Breaker Blade can only be equipped by a knight, unfortunately, but just like the Omni Rod, if you use it to attack, it can cause petrification, meaning it turns enemies to stone, kind of like that Golem Staff that I'm using right now as my Devout. So, now if I decide I don't want to, I want to save my magic, I just can have my Summoner just attack with the Omni Rod and try to turn the enemies to stone. It's not always a guarantee, but hey, it at least gives them a little bit more versatility, like against these Iron Claws, because they can actually be turned to stone. Only issue is that I need to make sure that they attack the correct enemies and not the same ones that George and Paul will just be killing in 2 swipes. Because yeah, we got from the boots to now most of the body. Unfortunately, I don't think being petrified does anything to really change them, which would have been a nice little detail, but oh well. It just means that my healer and my summoner can actually deal with enemies on their own without having to waste spell slots. Either way, we still got a few more chests to be found. A Crystal Helm. Just for you. 10 to my defense, 7 to my medical defense. So yeah, he's doing a lot better in terms of medical defense. Actually, it's about the same amount of medical defense as my Devout and my Summoner. Again, my poor Thief is just falling behind. He does a lot of damage because he attacks a lot. And a Dual Hucken, that would be a weapon for the Viking if I decide to have him out. Okay, I think this is a good time to show this off. One question might be, why am I bringing potions? I have a Devout, an upgraded, White Mage, so, why would I bother? Let's look at the Cure spell. From, let's just say 1,100 to 1,400. So it healed me for only about 300 points of health. And I have people that could take about 6 of those at one time. Healing is good, but sometimes using potions might just be easier. And personally, I feel like the healing spell should do a little bit more. I mean, for God's sake, he has 56 in terms of his spirit, which goes into healing. And he's only healing for about 300 back to what I was doing in the beginning of the game? Maybe not the beginning, but in the 4th episode, I feel like that's what the Devout was doing. Now, maybe part of healing is based around the job level, but to be honest, I don't know. And that also reminds me, speaking of job levels, if you want to actually give the characters some job levels, I still say going back to the very beginning of the game is going to be your best option. Protect Ring. I'm thinking that I might give that one to you. Although it does lower... Okay. I'm not worried about Petrification, Shrinking, or Toad, because Crystal Mail and the Crystal Helm do that. If I give him this, it lowers his attack by 3, lowers his physical defense by 13, but increases his medical defense by 3. But it also makes him resistant to fire, ice, and lightning. Or I can hold off and give that to you. Again, for the fire, lightning, blah blah blah, attack by 1. So I could do that, but again, this is my second playthrough, so I know it's coming up in this chest over here. Oh no? Okay, I must be thinking of a different location then. Oops. I didn't realize I don't have that much magic spells really. I don't have any level 4s. I have no level 8s. I don't even have the ability to bring characters back from the dead without Phoenix Down. So yeah, I didn't plan this ahead very well. Either way, I'm still missing one enemy, and we're missing 2 chests, but I know exactly where those chests are, so I'm not worried about that. I am just trying to find this last enemy, so we can call it... so we can call this place complete. Either way, we go in here. Interesting looking room, not sure what the whole point of it is. A Holy Land, so that's a new upgrade to... not job. A new upgrade to our Dragoon. And a lance infused with holy power that casts holy when used in battle. I don't know how useful that is. Let's actually get that one a shot. Let's use it against you. And you just go for it. I mean, holy is a very strong and powerful light-based magic. I just don't know if it's, like, worth it to do for George, considering the fact that, well, he still has the Blood Lance on him, so... you just do that, you go, and go. About the same, just without the healing aspect. Ooh, Paul is dying out here. Granted, yeah, I was gonna say, as long as somebody goes first, that Ironclaw should die. And a level up, great. Pass the 1600 mark with strength, agility, and stamina, good job. Pass the 1600 mark, everything but strength. Almost at 1700 with everything, fantastic. And Ringo at 1900 with intellect, spirit, yeah. Heal up, please don't die anywhere. Heal up, take a potion everywhere. Hell's Claws! Another upgrade item, this time for our black belts. Claws infuse the power of darkness that can inflict poison. Interesting how we found a Lance of Light and a Claw of Darkness. Either way, let me see if I can just find this last enemy and be on my way. Alright, here we go, an ambush from King Behemoth. This guy is almost has 17,000 health, almost as much as the boss did. He is not gonna be easy. Or at least not too easy. So be ready. Gonna heal us all up. You can attack. And you, why don't you try out the power of Leviathan against him? Elixir. So yes, King Behemoth. If you so wish, you can try to grind up elixirs from this guy. I want to say you can steal elixirs or protect rings off of this guy. As well as the fact that he can drop those same things as well. So that's interesting. I want to say he's going to be immune to the powers of Odin. Because Odin, if he hits, it is a one-hit KO attack. His Zenketsu, I believe it's called. Okay, heal yourself up. You attack. You heal. How about we try the Holy Lance against you? And yeah, be ready. This guy can really take a beating. I forgot he had the frickin' thing, so I didn't have to bother with him. Eat light! About the same as probably his lance, actually, so... But yeah, if you're into a fight, this is your guy right now. I want to say he is completely immune to being turned to stone, which makes sense, because that would just kind of break him with all his health he has, so... yeah. But just keep rallying on him enough, and he should eventually go down. Oh, and beware, he knows Meteor! Ow! Ow, ow, ow. Ow, 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 ow. He just does not want to die. Keep it going, boys, I believe in you. Believe in me that believes in you, and you did it. Huzzah. Oh, 10,000 gil and 11,000 experience. Unfortunately, it didn't drop me anything, but oh well. Vegas can always be choosers. Let's see what a level 7 spell of healing does. Actually, probably don't even need that. Let's do level 5 Karaja. So, Paul had 800 to 15. Okay, so that's about 700 for a group cure. Either way, with this, we are done with the Ancient's Maze. We found all the items, all the chests, I mean. So, we leave the maze and go out here, straight into the Crystal Tower, which I believe has like 11 enemies. But there's something else we want to do before we go through this. Although the have different ideas. That's fine by me. I'm pretty sure you guys can get to the stone, and I don't even think you are a recall. I'm pretty sure you're just the exact same enemy I've seen before. Like, same color and everything. Oh well, they die all the same. Oh good, and he summons new enemies. This time the Quam? Whatever, either way, he'll be dead. Stop it! Stop summoning things! You can also see the priority, despite the... No! Instant death, I hate those! Get rid of him. You break him. You bring him back to life. I might have just lost Paul. Okay, ow! This is going bad for me. It's amazing how a fight can just turn like that so quickly. And I just lost Ringo, didn't I? Yep. Come on! Ay. This is why I say bring Phoenix Downs! And poor Paul looks so sad. Attack. Sure, Raja. Attack. No! I had to die at the very freaking end! God, freaking mage! God dang freaking mage! The freaking guy's calling for reinforcements. Anyways, enemy number 3, the Doga clone! I know this one is vulnerable to being turned to stone, so if you don't feel like trying to deal with this else, just turn it to stone. You can also try to turn us to stone. Also, I don't know if I said it was the Uni clone, but obviously the clones are going to be weaker than the actual original cells. How did that not... That should have turned you to stone. Should only take 3 hits, not 4, so that confused me. Either way, I want to avoid all of that to go up this way. Because in this room we see this. A voice emanates from the mirror. I am the door to the forbidden realm of Eureka, resting place of weapons that deem beyond mankind's power. An invisible wall blocks the path. Eureka's key is needed to break that barrier. And with that, we look into the mirror, and we get teleported straight to